All right, everybody, welcome. I am super excited that you're joining me. This is going to be oops, let me go ahead and mute everybody here. This is going to be a improvised workshop. I want to help you guys to remove the overwhelm from the whole idea of having to choose curriculum for your family. And I want to give you a formula that has worked so well for my family in this past years. And it is unfailable. And I can see my little one being a cheeky monkey. Hello, cheeky monkey. You need to go back to your room, and you got Nutella in your chin too. All right, you guys. So for those who don't know me, my name is Anna Willis. I am a homeschool mom to 3 kids. My kids' ages are 7, 9, and 11. We've been homeschooling for the past 6, almost 7 years. And we've seen it all. Let me tell you, we've tried it all. We've seen it all. And we're always learning something new. There's always always something that we need to learn, always something that we need to improve, always something that we need to tweak. One thing that it's very important for you to understand since the beginning of your homeschooling journey is that your homeschool journey will change with the seasons. It will change with the grades. It is always evolving. It's not like the way that you start at first is going to continue for the next 10 years of your life. There's always changes happening on the way, okay? So just quickly, there is a chat option down on the bottom. If you guys need to say anything to me, but just be nice. Just click on the chat box. Keep it focused on the topic that we're speaking about right now so we don't waste a lot of time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start sharing a few things with you guys that really helped me. So a few years ago, I think it was about 3 years ago, I had a major change in our homeschool. Major. I went from having a homeschool that we absolutely hated to having a homeschool that we absolutely love it. And it has been working really well for us, except for the casual, really bad homeschool days that every single mom has. So I had actually one yesterday or the day before. It was one of those days where things were just not working, and we ended up having a bad homeschool day because a plastic ruler, believe it or not, it ruined our homeschool day. But there's always tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm saying. There are those days where there's those little quarrels between our children. It happens, but we learn to manage that as well. So when something like that happens, it's always time for us to just close the books and put a documentary or something, or even wild crafts or magic school bus for the kids to watch so everybody can count down and life can go back to normal again. All right, so let's talk about homeschool curriculum. How many of you, and you can answer that on the chat, how many of you have switched homeschool curriculum more than once since you start homeschooling? Just write that down on a chat. I want to see your answers on the chat box there. How many of you had switched your homeschool curriculum at least once? Tracy's saying yes. She has done it. Liz is saying multiple times. Here you are. Charlotte is saying yes. This happens. And I'm going to tell you guys a few reasons why this happened. You can understand that as we go through this very important formula that I'm going to teach you, to you guys. Before we get to the formula, there's something that I want to share with you. And I want to share a few tips with you that will help you avoid homeschool curriculum overwhelm choices. Let me get Marquita back here. Okay. Hello, Marquita. Welcome. So one of the things that I hear all the time from homeschool moms is, I'm overwhelmed. There's way too many curriculums out there. I don't know what to choose, especially when they just come back from a homeschool conference. There's just so much. And when we go to homeschool conferences, we get so excited about everything that we like that we buy it. And most of those curriculum are going to end up in our bookshelves, and we're not going to use them. And after a few months, we go like, oh, that was such a waste of money. We never used it. Or the other thing that will happen is you will switch curriculum because you got excited when you went to the conference and you decided you're going to try that on. So you put aside what you you were working with before to try something new, and now you're lost, your kids are lost because you're confusing everybody, including yourself. And now you don't know if you go back to the old or if you keep the new one, but the new one, you need to start all over again. And it's just confusing. Okay, we call this a shining object syndrome. So we see something, we get excited about it, we buy it, and we try to use it, but we don't know how to fit in our homeschool schedule without complicating, overwhelming, or confusing things. So here are some of the tips that I'm going to give it to you to help you avoid the overwhelm that we get from all the homeschool options, the homeschool curriculum options out there. The tip number one is develop a very clear mission statement. Very clear mission statement. And I'm very serious about it. You sit down and you write down your homeschool mission statement. What do you want to accomplish? How do you want it to be? Be very specific and have that in mind and go back to it like often, because sometimes you're going to be drawn to curriculum, okay, that it doesn't actually fit on your homeschool mission. But hey, it looks so nice, and so has bought it, and I just saw a blogger talking about it the other day. Okay, that's a no-go, okay? That's a no-go. Stick to your homeschool mission statement. Stick to the goals that you set for your homeschool since the beginning. Stick to the vision that God has given to you since the beginning. Don't, and one of the reasons why we want to actually build our community outside social media is because social media is too noisy. There's too much information, too many things happening, and it confuses our minds, especially as moms and homeschool moms. So that's one of the reasons why we want to do this, because my goal is to bring you clarity and to help you fulfill your goals. Okay, so your eyes are on the prize, on the things that God has given you the vision for, that you need to pursue for your family. So that's number one. Have a mission statement, have your goals, have everything like set, very clear. Another tip that I'm going to give it to you is borrow before you buy it. Okay, go to your homeschool friends, and if they have those curriculum that have been tempting you, borrow it, take a look, show to your children before you actually spend the money. If I had done this with one of the math curriculum we bought 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I had saved myself $300. If I had just borrowed it from somebody, I knew a lot of friends who had it. If I had borrowed before I bought it, I would have saved my family $300 or more. I think it was a little bit over $300. So you can borrow and try it before you buy it. The other thing too is involve your children on the curriculum choice process. Involve them, because what is enticing to you, what is exciting for you, and what is speaking to you might not speak to them at all. And who are the ones using the curriculum and learning from the curriculum? Your kids, not yourself. You're learning alongside, yes, but you want happy, engaged homeschool students. That's what you want. And if they hate the books, if they hate the curriculums, your homeschool is going to be unfruitful, right? It is not going to help you. So you need to involve your children in the process of choosing the curriculum as much as possible. In any way you can, involve them. Talk to them. Ask them how, what kind of curriculum gets you more excited about learning? What kind of things are you wanting to learn about this year? That's important too, because if I have my mind on astronomy and the kids are thinking about zoology, hey, that's a big difference right there, right? So involve them. So another thing too is that involve your spouse on the choice that you're making. And you're probably saying, in your mind, like, my husband knows nothing about what we do in our homeschool. He knows your kids. And he knows yourself. And let me tell you, nobody speaks truth to me more than my husband does. He might be completely unaware of the situation, but he knows me. And he knows what's going to end overwhelming me at the process, and what my kids are going to hate in the process of homeschooling too. So involve your children, involve your husband, borrow before you buy it. Have a clear vision, write down your mission statement. What is it that you want to accomplish, not only in general for your whole homeschool journey, but for this specific year right now. So have that very, very clear. Now, talk to your friends. Talk to your friends. And I'm not saying, just talk to your friends and ask them, like, what are you using? And then assume that what is working for them is going to work for you. But ask them, what curriculums you are using right now that you really love and why. And what curriculums that you're using right now that you really love, that you really hate, or is not working for your family, and why. Because those pros and cons are important. Maybe somebody's going to give you a nugget that immediately is going to go like, oh, I know this is not going to work for me then, right? Another thing that is so important to me as a homeschool mom, I don't want curriculums that I have to prep my lessons before, and it's going to be overwhelmed. It's going to take me like 2 hours getting ready for my homeschool day. This is me, and we're going to get to this later on. I need an open and go curriculum that doesn't take a lot of my time. That's me. Okay? I'm lazy that way, and that's the way that works best for our family. So if I talk to my friends who are doing all these amazing curriculums, they love it, but they tell me that it's time consuming because they have to spend X amount of hours preparing for the lessons, then I know immediately that that's not gonna work for me. Okay? So that's very important. When you are not sure what curriculum to buy, if there is a doubt in your head, don't buy it. Postpone it. Wait it. Just wait another week, a few more days, even a month if you need to, but don't buy something that you're already questioning in your mind if it's the right thing or not. Okay? Let peace be your judge. Isn't that what we learn in the Bible? Let peace be your judge. So when you know it, you got that aha moment. I'm like, this is it. This is what we need. Without a shadow of doubt, that's when you know that is the right one for your family. Pray before you pay. How about that? Pray before you pay. Ask the Lord, Lord, set my eyes on what will be a blessing and will be exactly what we need in the season. Just ask the Lord. Ask the Lord to give you a blind eye for curriculums that are just going to be a waste of time and money for you. Sorry, my little daughter just keeps bumping here on the computer, so the video is shaking. So those things are very important. And don't stress about it. Don't make choosing homeschool curriculum a burden. Because if it is a burden, then I think you should just cast your cares upon the Lord first. Just go to the Lord, pray, do your research, pray a little bit more. Don't let it be a burden. Okay? Your homeschool curriculum choice should be a blessing. Should be the tool that God is going to use to teach and grow your children, not only academically, right? But in their character, in their faith, in their relationship with you. All of those things are super important. All right. Any questions, any comments on that area of trying to avoid the homeschool curriculum overwhelm, the homeschool curriculum choice overwhelm? I would love to see your questions or your comments. You can type it on the chat box. If not, then we can move on to the second part, which is actually going through the formula of choosing the right curriculum for your family. I don't see any comments coming in. I'm sure you're going to have some later on for me. All right. Annabelle is saying it. That's very true. I'm very new to homeschooling and I don't know where to start. Annabelle, I'm here to help you. So what I'm going to teach you today, let me tell you, I wish I had known 7 years ago before I started. Nobody taught me those things. All I thought I had to do was look for books that look good to me, buy them, and use them. And that's not right. All right, Lisa is driving right now. She's in beautiful Puerto Rico. We all wish we were there too, Lisa. You can drive and listen. Okay, Adelaide is saying, thank you very much for this truth, Anna. You know, you guys, I keep it real. I don't want you to waste money. I don't want you to waste time. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I'm just here to help you guys because I've been there before. Just, Annabelle, if it comforts you, when I started homeschooling, I had no support group, no one in my town that I knew. And I was like homeschooling blindly for 3 years and it was a disaster. So when I teach new homeschool moms today, oh, I am just so happy that I have the chance to do for them what nobody did for me. You have no idea. So I'm glad you're here. All right, you guys. So how to customize homeschool curriculum for your family, okay? For your family. That's very specific. You got to keep your family, your children, yourself, your lifestyle, everything in mind when you're buying a curriculum. It's not about how pretty the cover of the book looks like, how many people you know who are taking it. It does help a little bit of the reading reviews online because when people don't like it, they're gonna say as it is why they don't like it, and when they like it, they're gonna tell you why they like it, right? But keep in mind what you're customizing is for your entire family. That's why I said involve your husband in the process, involve your children in the process. That's very important. Adelaide is saying, I've been overwhelmed, humming and hawing, going back and forth on curriculum for next year, and the tons of choices available out there. It's insane. I have lost sleep over it. I have several different spreadsheets. There must be a simpler way than this. Yes, there is. I'm so glad. Okay, you're not alone. You are absolutely not alone. You have no idea how many moms come to the blog every single day and message me like, please help. I don't know what to choose. I don't know what's going to work for me. So let's start, guys. So let's try to remove, first of all, the overwhelm from the process. And now we're going to keep this formula very, very simple. I wanted to write it down. I'm going to try to add some notes to it later on and email it to you guys. But here's what is important. I want you to, first of all, write the word family, all capital letters, family, because this is where we're going to focus. And this is how the formula goes. Okay, we use the word family for this formula. That's the acronym for it. And for some reason, I'm missing one of my pages here. Okay, but I know it from my heart. Okay, so here's the thing. The letter F in family is for faith. It's for your beliefs. It's for your philosophy, although philosophy is PH, okay? But it's for faith. When you're choosing a homeschool curriculum, do you want it to be a God-centered curriculum? Or are you okay with a secular curriculum? Are you okay, if you get a curriculum that chooses things theologically to your children, they are not actually aligned with your theology? That's so important. For me, that is my number one priority, is to look for curriculums that are faith-based, they are biblical-based curriculum. And they are biblically sound, theologically sound curriculum. For me, that is important. When it comes to math, not so much, right? But hey, we even found a math that is faith-based math, and we love it, right? And we use that once in a while. We use that during the summers, and I'm going to show you guys the book later on. We regularly use a curriculum that actually it's just math. It's a secular, not a secular, because dear believers, but don't tell anybody. But it's amazing, and we love it. And it doesn't teach my kids anything wrong, anything that we don't believe in, okay? So that's very important. So that one, understanding your faith and your beliefs, the beliefs of your family, it's important to set a strong foundation for your homeschool curriculum. Do you want your kids to keep growing in their faith as they are learning every day? Just 1 second, guys. Just give me a minute. So for me, and I believe for many of you here, setting a strong foundation for your homeschool that helps them grow in their faith every day, right? That brings the word of God for them every day. It's extremely important. For me, it is. But maybe for other homeschool moms, no, not so much, right? So F is for faith. If your family's curriculum needs to be aligned with our Christian faith, with your Christian faith, then you want to make sure that you're looking for faith-based curriculum. And I want to give you a few examples, okay? Master books, phenomenal. I'm going to show you guys quickly here. I'm not an affiliate for them, so I don't get any commission if you guys buy anything from them. I can share links with christianbook.com that sells them. Phenomenal books. The language lessons for living education, God-centered. I'm so amazed. Even teach the kids about the biblical feast. I was in awe when I opened this book for the first time. Very gentle, very engaging. It's excellent. Okay, so that's an example. Another example for science, for example, there are amazing Christian curriculums out there. I have a whole blog post that shares which curriculum are faith-based. Apologia is a huge one. Okay, but apologia sometimes can be overwhelmed for a lot of people because there's a lot. There's a lot. We chose to do apologia this year actually in audio instead of buying the book. We don't even have the book. We're listening to the audio, the zoology one. We actually bought the 3 zoology for this year in audio, and we're listening to it. And guess what? My kids are learning, and they remember things. And it's not overwhelming. It's actually fun. We can listen to it in the car when we're driving. We can listen to it in our living room, in our huge living room in our RV, while my kids are playing Lego and drawing. And they remember the things that they are learning. But it's very, it's a creation-based science curriculum. It's very God-centered. So there are many options out there. Sunlight curriculum. We used Sunlight for 6 years. This is the first year we're not using Sunlight just because this year's Sunlight for us, it was supposed to be American history. And we live in Canada. We did American history last year with our Canadian history. We didn't need to do a American history this year again. So that's the only reason. But I love it. It worked for my family. For some families, it's overwhelming. There's too many books to read. For me, it's the easiest curriculum. I open and teach my kids. That's it. Even with all the different books that we read together, we love reading. It feeds our family. So it's pretty good. But those are just some examples. I can give you guys more examples. I can send out an email, like I said, later with the replay to this workshop and put some suggestions there. So let's go to letter A. Okay, so F is for faith. Letter A is for approach. Okay, I know you guys have heard about homeschool approaches before. Some people love Montessori approach. Some people love Charlotte Mason approach. Some people love classical education approach. Some people are just eclectic. They like a little bit of everything. Some people just love textbooks, using textbooks and worksheets, and that's fine. So let's talk about your approach. Before beginning your homeschool journey, ask yourself, how do you plan to approach the day-to-day structure? For us, we love things that are relaxing. We love reading books. We love listening to audiobooks. We love watching documentaries. We don't like to sit around the table for hours and hours every day, okay? For us, think about, how is it for you? How do you envision, how do you plan your everyday homeschool, how do you say, like routine, curriculum? Like, how do you envision that? How do you see the way that you teach, the way that your kids learn? Do you envision your homeschool to mimic the traditional classroom setting? Or do you envision it to follow more a path like Charlotte Mason with more literature-based approach to learning? Are you the kind of mom who loves to do science in the kitchen? Or who loves to do crafts and arts? Who loves to have hands-on approach to learning? Try to envision that. Think about your approach. What appeals to you the most? Because if you're the kind of family who loves to read living books, loves to learn, in a relaxing way, getting a homeschool curriculum that is going to have your family sitting around the table for 5 hours writing, it's going to kill the joy of your homeschool. So keep those things in mind. So your approach is very important. There is no right and wrong. Everything that we're talking about here, guys, there's no right and wrong. There is what fits your family, and you need to keep that in mind, okay? It depends on what's going to work best for you and your child, and how they are going to be able to learn in the most appropriate environment, the best way possible, okay? So there's no right and wrong. There are different approaches, like I said, Charlotte Mason, Montessori, classical education, there's the traditional way, all of those different ways. You can learn about a lot of them on the blog. And you can even download, I have a free ebook that is called 30 Ways We Homeschool. I love this book so much. And I love doing this series because what we did was we got together 30 homeschool families, okay? So we got together online to create this series. And each day, one family posted everything about the way that they're homeschooled. They homeschool their kids. So their approach, their curriculum, their routine, there's, why did they decided to homeschool? And every day, like one family was just so different from others. And sometimes we'll find families that actually, were very similar, but it was so cool to see that, what looks like for your family could be completely different from what looks like for mine, and it still works wonders, right? So download this ebook. I highly recommend you do that. Again, I'll put this back on for you guys on the email. Now, we did letter F for faith. We did letter A for approach. Now we're doing letter M. Let's see if you guys guess what letter M is all about. You can write in the chat box. Just let me know. What do you think the letter M stands for? Let's see. Materials? Good guess. What else? What do you think the M stands for? Okay. Spoiled alert. It's not for mom. The letter M stands for money. We're talking about your budget. Your budget is important. When you go look for your homeschool curriculum, you need to know how much you're able to spend on that homeschool curriculum. So you need to keep that in mind. Your budget is going to be important. So letter M stands for money. All right, Tracy just joined us. So Tracy, just quickly recapping, you're going to have to watch the replay later on, but we are using the family, all capital letters. That's the, how to call it, the acronym for the formula we use for choosing homeschool curriculum. So we talked about the letter F being for faith, or your beliefs, or your philosophy, and the letter A for approach. How do you envision? Oh, sorry, Tracy, you lost connection. Okay, you remember, family, good. So how do you envision your homeschool to be? And then we got to letter, like number 3, letter M for money, your budget. So make certain to budget accordingly to your homeschool classroom, lesson plans, field trips. With you being the educator, I'm just reading from my notes here. With you being the educator and funding all the homeschool expenses, It's important to have a budget to stay on track during the homeschool year. Now, here's the thing. When hey, Lachelle, welcome. When I am planning for my budget, for my homeschool year budget, I do not include just the books because I want to make sure that, for example, for me, I love buying the membership to the Science Museum or to the zoo, or like I like to get memberships to different places where I can take the kids during the year. So every year we pick one place and we buy the membership and then we use it as much as possible. And then the next year we go and we focus in some other area. It could be the botanical gardens. It could be like so many things. So I like to include budget for those things as well, for my field trips, if you like co-ops, for whatever it is, okay? Keep those things in mind. If you are going to spend $900 in the homeschool curriculum, but you only have a budget of $1,000 for the whole year, I'm shooting really high, you people. Then you're going to feel like the whole year, if something goes wrong with that curriculum, unless you have Sunlight, because Sunlight is the only one that's going to refund you for that. No other company does that. That's why I absolutely love it. But you will not have money enough to buy a new curriculum. Keep those things in mind. When you have a budget, don't spend it all. Don't spend it all. Leave some room. Put the money aside in a savings or something. If you need it later on, you can use it. Keep that in mind. So that's very important. There are many ways to save on homeschool curriculum. Many ways to save on homeschool curriculum. And I actually just posted last night or the night before about the Build Your Bundles. I buy it every single year because it does save me money. I don't buy books for everything. And you guys, I'm in a season right now where I love unit studies with my kids. We're doing one right now on insects. We love it. And we just rather spend money buying the bundles that come with the unit studies. And the other thing too is that when I buy the bundles, I always have something on the back burner on the safe box that I can go back to and use it if I need it. Okay? So I don't buy because of all the resources. I normally buy because of a few resources here or there that I know I'm going to use it, that matches my homeschool year. But I always buy things that I know that is going to fit well for the next year, what I have in mind already. So it saves me a lot of money, and it does. I can spend $100 in curriculum and get a bunch of things that I can use throughout the year and the years to come. I'm still using things from the Builder Bundles 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I still use things. I'm using actually one of the lab books that we are using right now. I bought it 2 years ago. So I love that. Highly recommend that. Use the library as much as possible. There are a lot of read alouds that you do not have to spend a penny. You don't have to buy it. You can borrow it. Just go to your library. Okay. Now here's the hint, at least here in Canada. If the library card is in your kid's name, you do not pay late fees. I've learned that after paying a lot of late fees in my life. So at least here in Canada, find out in your state, in your province, how it works, okay? Some provinces, some states, at least here in Canada, in Prince Edward Island, where we lived before, if you were a homeschool mom, they will give you the privileges of a teacher. And you can check out 25 books, I believe, instead of just like 10, 15. And you can stay longer with the books. So go to your local library and find out the best way to be able to borrow books from your library. What is it that's going to cost you less? What is it that's going to, help you to stay longer? Audiobooks. I download audiobooks. The library will give you a link, and you can go there and you can put it on hold if it's not available, and you can download it and you can listen to the audiobooks from your library. You do not need to buy. I know I'm guilty. I have an Audible account. I love it because I love to go there and just pick whatever I want, and it's available immediately, right? But I do a lot of the books from my library, the audiobooks, just go and download it. Ebooks, audiobooks. And then, of course, take the most advantage of borrowing stuff there. There are many ways to homeschool in a budget. Another way is use curriculum sale. Use curriculum sale. I'm part of a annual curriculum sale, annual local curriculum use curriculum sale event. And every year, whatever I'm not using, I take it all there. And if I need anything, I try to shop used. You don't need to buy everything new. Now, Facebook has several groups that sell used homeschool curriculum. The other thing too is, listen, you guys, we have the most amazing Facebook group with over 3,000 moms that are 80% active and engaged in the group. 80%, which is like, it's incredible. Most Facebook groups have like thousands of people and their engagement is like 20%. We have an amazing, supportive, encouraging group. If there's a curriculum you need and you can't afford it, don't be ashamed. Post it in the group. Does anybody has this and this curriculum used that you're willing to let go? And even if they don't give you for free, but they say like, hey, yeah, just give me $5 for it. Give me just $10 for it. Just take the opportunity to ask. We have an amazing community. Take advantage of it. Okay, so let's move on from the money. There's a lot more, again, on the vlog. There's, okay, let me see. Chalet just wrote here. She said, Texas has so many homeschoolers. I could never get the books we need at the library. Waitlist for the classics. Oh, I totally understand that. Totally understand that. Chalet, look for the books, the ebooks, because your library has ebooks too. And it might be easier to just get the ebooks than the print books. Yeah. Just try that. That's what we did with a field books. Like we wanted to read the Panderwicks and so we got the audiobook and we were super excited. Then the second time we were trying to get the other audiobook, it wasn't coming. So we got the ebook and we read it. So just, yeah, play around and try to get the ebook instead of the printed book. And also, when you get the ebook or the audiobooks from your library, you don't need to go there. They normally have a website or a app that you can get everything without leaving your house or changing your PJs. And I'm all for that. So that's another advantage too. All right, letter I. We're progressing. We're progressing. Letter I is for individual. Individual. Charlotte Mason says that children are persons. They are individuals. They're not cookie cutters. They don't learn the same way. And you need to, when you look at your homeschool children, you need to look at them individually. You need to look at their uniqueness. You need to look at the way that they learn, the way that they engage, the way that they absorb, the way that they process. It's very, very important because every child learns in a different way. Every child has their own learning style. And sometimes that learning style could be a mix. I have my son who is a visual learner and hands-on learner. My daughter is reading and writing. That's what works for her. She needs to read it. She needs to take notes. That's what works for her. So you need to understand that your children will learn in different ways. And this is where choosing curriculum can get a little bit tricky because what will work for one might not necessarily work for the others. And you need to keep that in mind. You need to keep that in mind. And I look for curriculum that have different ways of approach that will actually be exciting for all of my children. So if there is a way, okay, that I can add the visual with the writing, with the reading, with the hands-on, everything in one curriculum. And Apology is really good in doing that. So is Masterbook. The Masterbook has a lot of hands-on too, which is really fun. It works awesome. It works really, really good. The unit studies we do from unitstudies.com from Amanda Bennett, it's perfect. It's a perfect example of that. So you can watch videos, you can read, you can write, and you can do hands-on approach, including like now we're doing insects. So we have like an insect safari out every day. We need to go chase bugs. But it works because all my children are involved. They are engaged in the lessons. So keep that in mind. Is your child a visual learner or a doer? Or do they prefer to watch and then try? Whatever they excel in as far as learning style goes, make it the priority in the structuring of your homeschool curriculum. And if you go to the blog, guess what? There is a post about that there too, where you can find out what works, like what kind of learning style your children have and what works for them. So that's very important. I totally ate some of my pages here. So, okay, all right, I know where I am. So we talked about our children being individual. Keep that in mind. I'm going to let you guys out a secret, and it's something that I only teach on my course, 5 Days to Your Best Homeschool Years. And it's something that revolutionized my homeschool, the way that my kids engage to the lessons. And write this down because I know it's going to make a difference for you. Knowing their learning style is one step. Huge step. The other thing that changed the way that my kids engaged in their homeschool was knowing their love language. I'm not kidding. Knowing their love language made a huge difference in our homeschool. Huge. Why? I'll tell you this. My kids do much better when their tank is full. Do you see my little munchkin that came and hugged me and kissed me? Her love language is physical touch. If I want her to engage on something, I better put her in my lap, hug her, kiss her, and tell her how much I love her. And she will be right on that book. My other daughter is words of encouragement. And if I praise her, and if I let her know how awesome she is and how smart she is, and, you know, wow, this is going to be so easy for you because this is like, you'll love that. She's right on it. Okay? So that is a huge step towards homeschool success. They feel loved. They feel engaged. You are connecting to them in a deeper level, not just as a homeschool mom, but as their mom, because as homeschoolers, what we do the most is parenting our children's heart. It's what we do the most. Annabelle is saying, yes, I've seen this with my daughter already. It's true. What are their love language? Use it for your own benefit. You will see how awesome actually it works in your homeschool. Make sure that you're aware of those two things. The way that they learn, the way that they engage, the way that they feel loved, the way that they feel like you care for them. And you're not just giving them orders. You're not just bossing them around. You're not just telling them what to do. You're actually showing them how much you care and love for them. And you sit there and say, I'm right here doing with you. I know what you're doing. I care. That's very, very important, you guys. It changes a lot. It changes a lot. That's why I'm saying this past 3 years, I've seen like our family going from like, I hate homeschooling to I love homeschooling. And I can't imagine my life without doing the things that we do. All right. Letter L is for lifestyle. And you're like, what lifestyle has to do about it? A lot to do about it. Let me tell you this, okay? What does not come naturally to your family, it's probably not going to work really well for your family. If you have a family who's always outdoors and love nature and, you know, it's going to, one kind of homeschool curriculum is going to appeal more to them. Then, if you are a family who's a techie family, who loves to do everything in devices and on the computer, and doesn't like to be outside, don't like to be outside, right? If you don't like to be outside chasing bugs like I do, and you much rather just be on an iPad, and your kids much rather just learn on the computer, you need to keep those things in mind. What is your family lifestyle like? Are you a big read aloud family? We are a big read aloud family. It's natural to us. We wake up, we're trying to read books. So before we go to bed, we're reading books out loud. We are actually reading a series right now that we are loving. I'll tell you guys more about it. I think the kids just sneaked the book out of here. It's called the Secrets of the Hidden Scrolls. We're on the third book and we love, love, love. I'm about to do a giveaway, so keep your eyes open for that. So we are a big out loud family, read out loud family. So all the curriculums that we need to read are fine for us. It works for us. And we love that, right? And it's the way that I know my kids are going to come the books are like magnets for them. And when they see me getting a read out loud book, they're like right there on the sofa around me very quickly. I don't have to even call them. It's like, oh, I'm reading, and they're all coming. So keep your lifestyle, your family lifestyle in mind. That's very, very, very important. Are you, what's your family lifestyle? Is it relaxed? Is it unhurried? Do you travel a lot? Are you guys always busy that you need something that is straight to the point, open and teach? No prep necessary? What is your natural rhythm of life? Think about that. That's a decisive point to consider when choosing a curriculum. So we talked about faith, we talked about approach, we talked about money, we talked about individuality. Look at your kids as individuals who have different learning styles, love languages, right? The way that they process, the way that they understand things are going to be different. We talked about our lifestyle. Look at your lifestyle in general. If you're a super busy family, don't try to get a curriculum that you're going to have to prep 2 hours every night before you teach the next day. And if you are a relaxed family and you like to be outdoors, don't try to buy, like a online-based curriculum that everybody needs to be in front of the computer for hours every single day, because it might not work for you. Keep those things in mind. That's very important. We are unhurried. We are relaxed. So we kind of stick to the things that work for our family. Okay, the last letter is Y. And that finally stands for you. Okay? That stands for, finally you have a saying in this all. You need to keep yourself in mind too. Okay? We tend to do the other way around. We tend to keep ourselves in mind, what we want, what we think is good, and we forsake the rest when we're choosing curriculum. Very naturally, that's what we normally do. That's what I see new homeschool moms doing. This is what I used to do. Now we're doing the opposite. We're involving everybody, every area that we can think of in the process, and then we are including ourselves, obviously. So why it is important to include yourself in the process and to keep yourself in mind. Remember, you are the person teaching. You are the one who is going to be the main facilitator, the main educator, and taking charge of the framework of your homeschool curriculum. So understand also your wants and your needs, as well as what your strengths and areas of improvement are as well. It's important. If I am the kind of mom who is, and okay, this is kind of true. I am not the Pinterest mom. I am not the super crafty mom, and I'm not the science in the kitchen homeschool mom. Okay, letting this clear out for you guys. If my curriculum asks all of those things from me, that I need to be doing crafts, and I need to be going to the kitchen island and doing science with my kids, and all of those things, I am going to feel uncomfortable. And I probably going to skip a lot of things just because I don't like to do those things. So keep those things in mind. That is not something that you feel forced to do it, because it will become a burden to you. So keep that in mind. How do you envision the day-to-day, and what aspects are you most looking forward to? Before venturing to homeschooling, talk to your child about your teaching style and how you envision the first few weeks of transition the transition happening. So that's very important, that you also let your kids know, hey, I would love to meet you halfway. I know you love hands-on stuff. I know you love crafts. I am not so good at that, but I am willing to meet you halfway. So let's say out of like 5 projects, let's work on 2, 3 together. Talk to them so they are not just thinking mom is not, she's not interested in doing that, but mom will love that. Because I hear that from my children, and I try my best to just meet them halfway so they're not frustrated because I am not doing what they love to do. So that's very, very important. So using the word family as an acronym, as you guys have seen, makes you stop and think about all of those details before you're jumping in and buying something and spend money on something that might not necessarily be the best for your family. And it's reminding you that including your children in the process and think about them as individuals is as much important as of thinking of yourself and how you like certain curriculums and you dislike some other curriculums. You need to think you need to see the bigger picture. You need to see the bigger picture. So when you're choosing curriculum for your family, if you're considering every single one of those specific topics the specific areas that we talked about it, the chances that that curriculum is not going to work for you are way less than if you were not considering all of those topics. It's very important. Do you want it a faith-based curriculum or not? What are your beliefs? Is that important for you to include it in your kids' curriculum? What is your approach? Is that a homeschool approach that appeals the most to you, like a Charlotte Mason, a traditional, or a classic education, or are you just eclectic and get a little bit from everything, a Montessori approach, or just, I'm fine with textbooks and I like traditional? Think about that. Think about that. The money. Let's think about the budget. How much can I spend on a curriculum? Because if I only have $200 and what I really, 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 really want is $900, unless you can do a payment plan like Sunlight offers, and you guys, like, I'm just saying Sunlight because I'm so familiar with Sunlight, okay? But there's not a lot of curriculums out there that I know that offer a payment plan. I'm just saying, you might be able to get a $900 curriculum, homeschool curriculum that you want, but you can only pay $100 a month for 9 months, let's say, right? And if it doesn't work, you can always send it back to them. That's not all companies do that. But keep those things in mind. Look for the options. Look for what they offer. Maybe you like a backup. And while my nose is getting stuffed, I don't know why, but anyways, while you love the idea of a backup, you live in a small place like I do, and you can have all the gazillion books, but they offer a distance learning program that you can watch the videos online, and you can do everything online instead of doing the books. Look for what the options that you've been looking at. Look for all the options that they offer so you can find what works best for your family. So here's the thing, there's no right and wrong. There's what works for your family and what doesn't, okay? What works for one family really well might not work for your family at all, and vice versa. And this is very common. That's why we need to keep all of those things in mind. So take some time to observe your family. One of my favorite homeschool books is called The Unhurried Homeschooler by Dorinda Wilson. I have read it several times. The other one is Teaching from Rest from Sarah McKenzie. I've read it 3 times. I have the audiobook, the ebook, and the print book. I have the whole thing. Duranda Wilson, in her book, The Unhurried Homeschooler, she taught me how to be a student of my children. She taught me to observe them very carefully, to learn how they approach things, how they process, how they learn, what they like, what they don't. And it made a huge difference in our homeschool. So this is my best advice for you today. Be a student of your child. Each one are individually different, like uniquely different. They are individuals, right? They are different little people. One is completely different from the sibling. Let me tell you, that's how it is, right? You all know that. So keep those things in mind. Communicate with them. Involve them in the process. See what gets them excited. As we talked at the beginning, try to borrow before you buy it. Pray it before you pay it. All of those things are important. Make sure that everybody's on the same page when it comes to your curriculum choices, that everybody's happy about it. The family that homeschool together stays together. It's so true. Yes, my baby? It's beautiful. I can show them what she just made it. What is that? Is a piggy unicorn? Or is that a unicorn?
It's a unicorn.
It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mommy's almost done, okay?
Okay.
Families that homeschool together stay together. The best thing about homeschooling is the strong family bond it creates. Is the strong faith foundation that you can lay to your children every day, because homeschooling is discipleship. It's fulfilling the Great Commission at its best at your own home. As I posted the other day, your best disciples are sitting on your kitchen table. The Lord spoke to me this week, and He reminded me that we ought to make disciples right here where we are. You can take the box, honey. Take the box to your bedroom.
I just need to find, where's the tape?
I don't know actually where it is.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. Homeschooling is discipleship. Homeschooling makes strong family bonds, creates strong family bonds. Homeschooling keeps the family together, right? And strengthen their faith in such an amazing way, you guys. It's so cool. It's so good to see them just growing in stature, right? And knowledge and stature, but also growing in their faith and their trust in God. It's a beautiful thing. All right, I'm going to pray for all of you guys. I'm going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes for questions, but it's 3 o'clock. It's almost 3:05 now, but we did it in 1 hour. I'm going to pray for you and your families right now. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, we love you. We praise you. We thank you. Thank you that we are not alone. Thank you that we have other homeschool moms to help us, to encourage us, to support us. And thank you for calling us to this homeschool journey. Thank you. That is a calling. And we are privileged. We are honored. We are so grateful for this calling in our lives. Give us wisdom. Give us discernment. Help us to remember that this is a hard work. That we are here to disciple our children. We are here to parent their hearts. We are here to help them know you. In Jesus' name we pray. Bless each and every one of the families. Provide for them. Keep them safe. Use them as beacons in this world. Let their light shine so bright. Let them make a difference in their communities. Let them make a difference to their relatives and their friends. Lord, use each and every one of these families. I thank you and I praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Whew. All right. Okay. Annabelle is saying, what was the blue language book you showed? Okay, that is called, this is from Master Book, Language Lessons for Living Education. Language Lessons for Living Education. I'm in awe of all Master Books curriculum because, like I said, even teach my kids about the Sabbath and the biblical feast, and this is huge for us. We love it. We knew it was the right curriculum for us. I love Grammar Galaxy, and we use Grammar Galaxy once in a while, still in our homeschool because we have gone through all the books already. And we still like to use Grammar Galaxy as a read aloud, believe it or not. Okay, we use it as a read aloud because it's awesome. But we've been using language lessons for living education for our kids' language arts, and it's phenomenal. We also use their math book. So we do CDC math on the computer, and then we do math on the book as well, because I had some cheeky monkeys doing some reverse numbers and stuff, and I felt like they need a book too. So, and another thing too, I'm going to show this to you guys. Again, I'm not an affiliate or anything, but this has changed our homeschool this year. It's called Clarida's Memory Work Guide. Clarida's Memory Work Guide. I can't stop saying good things about this. I'm just going to give you guys like a little pip here. So these is all the kids memorized during the week. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see both pages. This is 1 week memory work, and it covers language arts, math, science, history, geography, Latin, scripture, and hymns and timeline. All of that in 6 or 7 minutes a day. I am amazed by how much my kids are learning. So we're doing cycle 1. We're past the middle of it already. It's 28 weeks only. We are on week 19 right now. And we are going to continue to do that for next year. We're going to do cycle 2, then cycle 3, then cycle 4. There's 4 cycles, and you can do that, and it's phenomenal, phenomenal. My kids love it. I never thought we were going to be learning Latin. I love that includes scriptures. They're memorizing scriptures. So we memorized the 10 Commandments this year, the beginning of the year, and we're memorizing Philippians 2, 1 to 11 right now. We're memorizing Psalm 23 in Latin. We are like, there's so many things, like it's amazing. So it's awesome. All right, Lisa Lugo saying, we have been doing language lessons for living education 3 and 4. What's your input regarding IW? I use a lot of IW. I use a lot of IW, guys. I use the Phonetic Zoo. That's what we use for spelling. Let me grab it for you. Hold on one second. Okay, this is something new to our homeschool this year, and I absolutely love it. IW is Institute for Excellence in Writing, and it's geared more to classical education. And classical education basically is, we have like the trivium. There's like 3 different stages. The first one is a trivium, which teaches that kids learn through repetition, and it's so true. They learn through repetition. That's why memory work works so well for them, because they're singing those songs and it doesn't come out of their heads. You know, every time like we come up with a topic, and if the kids have learned the memory work for it, they're singing the song. Even Ryan and I, we do. So they have phenomenal resources. So right now we use 4, 5 of their resources. First one is this. It's called the Phonetic Zoo. One of the things that I've used all about spelling, I've used a bunch of spelling curriculum before. Let me tell you, they were all time consuming for me. This was the best spelling curriculum that I ever used for my approach, for the way that I like things. Everything is audio. Their lesson is audio. I can do it in the car. Kids are doing spelling in the car all the time with me. I can just put in their little CD player in the bedroom, and they do it independently. I just make sure everything is right. And so these are flashcards that they go through the words. They listen to the lessons. Andrew Pudewa teaches the lesson. And first he gives them the rule for the spelling. Okay? And normally the rule is a little poem. So they remember the poem. So because now they remember the poem and they know the rule, when they try to write the words that he tells them to write, they get like 90% right away. So he tells them to write the words. They write the words in their notebook. And then he goes back and he spells the words for them to correct. So that's how the lessons go. So the kids do it independently. I don't need to be involved if I don't want to. It's audio. I can do it anytime, anywhere. The flashcards are here, hanging on a little mural there for them to use at any time. There's another small flashcards too, individually when, you know, they're just going through the spelling on their own. Brilliant. Second, I should open my stuff and start showing you guys all the stuff here, but I can't reach it. I can't reach it. Okay, Fix It Grammar. Love Fix It Grammar from IW. It takes 10 minutes a day, goes through all the grammar concepts that they need to work on, nouns, plural, verbs, whatever it is. It's super quick. We do that. We don't do it every single day. We do it a few times a week. Some weeks we go without doing, but I still do it. I still keep doing once in a while. Love it. Love it. It's just a good way for the kids to practice what they know already. The other one that we do their writing program, their theme-based writing lessons. And I might as well just get the book. Hold on. I'll get one of each. All right, got a pile down here for you guys. Okay, so the theme writing lessons, these are the books. My youngest is doing Bible Heroes right now. My oldest is doing the Canadian History one that he hasn't finished from last year. And we just bought the Ancient History one. So you pick something that is you can do it like related to what you're learning. So if you're doing American history, you can actually pick the curriculum, the writing lessons from American history. And there's one on Narnia. There's one there's all kinds of different topics. There's one on robotics and robots and I don't know, all kinds of inventions, all kinds of different things. So you can use that can come alongside with what the kids are learning, so they can remember what they are learning. It kind of helps them to fix what they're learning, but they are practicing their writing, and it teaches them to write with structure and style. The other one that we use for IW all the time, poetry memorization, one of the best curriculums I have ever seen. Again, there's something happening in the bunk room. This audio, the kids listen to it, memorize the poems, and it's helping them with vocabulary, helping them with a bunch of things. I love this poetry memorization course. And this is the Fix It Grammar book. This is the teacher's one. This is their books. I bought the e-version, the printable one, and they work through it. They have a little notebook that they use to copy, because as they fix the grammar of the text, they are rewriting a whole passage of a book. That's how it works. So they are using, they're learning their grammar. It says here it's like 15 minutes a day. So they explore the grammar concept, they fix it, they look for errors so they can learn how to edit their text, they discuss it, and then they rewrite it, they copy it. So it covers a bunch of things. Love it, love it. Anyways, you guys, I hope this has helped you. I can show you all my books, but we don't have time enough for all of that. All right, you guys, any more questions? You can go here. I'm going to put you. You're so welcome. So are all of these materials presented in conjunction to Sunlight? No, they're completely separate from Sunlight. Like I mentioned before, I'm not using Sunlight this year for the first time because we are not doing American history, and Sunlight this year was focused on American history. We did Sunlight D, which was Introduction to American History, and Sunlight E for us will be the continuation of American history. We're in Canada, so it just didn't work for us. That's why we're doing a lot of IW this year, and we're doing the Master Books book this year. So, okay, if you guys go also, I'm just going to put here, but if you go to the link that I'm going to post here, you can learn more about IW. The other thing that I do too, I have their membership for the writing lessons with structure and style. And it's a phenomenal, it's like 10 videos workshop. It's Andrew Pudo actually teaching us how to teach our kids to write. And like I said, I don't like anything that I need to prep before, but I do like to prepare myself and learn things and continue to grow so I am more comfortable about teaching my kids. So I do have their membership, which is absolutely awesome. Love it. I can just go online and watch the videos every time, you know, have a little bit of time off. Let me sit down and watch those videos. So any more questions? Yeah, Tracy, I didn't realize it didn't use something like this. Yeah, I know it wasn't something that I announced because I wasn't sure if it was going to work for us to continue in American history or not. And we had a little meeting and we decided that we were not going to do American history this year. But we actually next year, we're going to be traveling throughout the United States the whole year. And we did the introduction the year before. So that was the only reason we thought we should just, the kids wanted to do ancient civilizations this year again. We decided to go for it. So Lisa's saying, Claritas, do they have all of those things every week or do they rotate? All the languages, all the subjects, every day. It takes 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And they can go through all of their concepts of like English grammar, math, science, history, geography, Latin, hymns, and timeline. So every day we spend like 6-7 minutes every morning. It's awesome. Starts with scriptures. I forgot about that. Starts with scriptures. It doesn't take any time off of our homeschool, and he adds so much to our homeschool. It's so cool. I love it. It's phenomenal. Let me see. Annabelle said, you are God sent blessings to you and your family. Thank you. You too. Praise God. Lisa, I was wondering about all of those IW options. If you have any questions on any of the curriculum that I have at home, guys, just message me. I'm glad to just jump on a video call with you and show you inside the books and tell you what I like and what I don't like it, because like I said, what works for one might not work for another. So everybody, you're so welcome. Okay, so I think I got everybody's questions here, unless there's something more. All right, I saw that Cassie just joined us. Cassie, you came at the end, but I will upload this recording to the blog, and you guys are going to be able to go back and watch it. You guys, I want to let you guys know too, and I think that that's important. I know I try to help you guys as much as I can, but, and this was just like this tiny bit of what you can find actually on my homeschool course. If you take my homeschool course, I cover from how to build a strong foundation into your homeschool. Actually, I'm going to show you guys inside my course. You guys want to see inside my course? Because you guys did not even know I had a homeschool course. And I had hundreds and hundreds of homeschool moms taking my course. And I want to show you guys inside. So let me just try to show you here. Okay. You have it, but you haven't done it, Lisa? Come on. You're taking my Hebrew course. You should be taking the homeschool course too. All right, so let me show you here. I'm going to have to show you my, there we go. All right. So this is inside my homeschool course called 5 Days to Your Best Homeschool Years. I am trying to get back here so you can see what we cover. So here's just for you guys to have a little bit of idea, okay? So there's the introduction, and you have a workbook with notes and links that you can download, you can print it out, and you can work through, work on the workbook, while you're working through the videos, while you're working through the lessons. So every lesson, okay, so let's say the first one, focus on goals, vision, and mission for your homeschool. So you watch the video, and then you have hands-on learning, and you have resources. Every one of the lessons will give hands-on learning and resources. So you download the PDF, and then you work on that area. You work on the things that you've learned, okay? So day one is about building a strong foundation for your homeschool. Day two is getting to know your students. So we're talking about the learning style. We're talking about the love language. We're talking about, seeing them as individual. All of those things are important to know them. Then, and then we actually jumped on the same lesson. We talk about you, the things that are important for you to know about yourself in order to teach your children. Then on lesson 3, choosing the right curriculum for your family, which covers a lot of what I shared with you guys today. Okay, there's more on the course. So there's a lot more there, and even there's some resources for Canadian curriculum recommendations. And the course, I do have a list of all those recommendations, all of those curriculums based on their approach and different things. Then on day 4, it's everything about your rhythm, routines, and time management for the homeschool mom. I cover it all. I cover it all. What is robbing your time? How can you be more productive? Understanding your family natural rhythms, how to craft a routine that really works for your family, the importance of self-care, how to create your ideal week, and I have a template there for you. So everything is there for you. Hands-on learning, as I said, resources, practical examples, everything is there. And then on lesson number 5, there's only 5. That's why it's called 5 days for your best homeschool years. To your best homeschool years. Sorry, guys. My nose is blocking really badly. I don't know why. You can do this course in 5 days if you want to. If you want to. If not, it's self-paced, it's online, lifetime access. You can take your time to go through the lessons and applying them to your homeschool. Implementation, it's what makes the difference. Knowledge without implementation will take you nowhere. So you need to learn and you need to apply. You need to learn, you need to apply. And sometimes you're going to have to apply, you're going to have to tweak, you're going to have to find how to work the best way, the principles that you've learned. And on day 5, we looked on homeschool organization, learning space, the learning space organization, and how to stay organized for life, how to organize your curriculum. All of those things are covered. And then there's more. I'm not going to show you the bonuses, but there's more down on the bottom as well. So I'm going to stop sharing here. There is a lot. And it was intended. Tracy's saying, awesome, looking forward to learning more as I try to prepare for next year. Yes. And the reason why I created this course was exactly to give the new homeschool moms, or the homeschool moms who still feel like a bit lost, need clarity, feel overwhelmed, to give them a homeschool roadmap, a success path to follow that goes from the building the structure into mastering the things that you need to master in your homeschool. And you have all this transformation period and implementation in the middle that is bringing all this exciting progress in your homeschool. So here's what we're going to do. Because you're here, because I love you, I want you guys to take this course. I did not intend to do this workshop as a pitch. Not at all. Did not even think about doing it. I thought about it now at the end. I'm like, okay, all of this stuff is there. And I know some of you guys are new here. You can take this course. I can actually quickly copy the link here for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a coupon that you can use, a 50% coupon. So you guys know that I love you. And I think that that's the best investment that you can do before you invest on anything else. So you can go to They Call Me Blessed on Teachable, and you're going to find all of my courses there. Look for the homeschool course. I think it's right on the 3 top ones. Use the coupon spring sale for 50% off. If you think that this is something that is going to work, that is going to help you, that is going to give you clear directions, and like seriously, I highly recommend it. That's like 6 years of learning how to homeschool the best way and having a happy and peaceful homeschool. Everything that I've learned, the best that I've learned, it's all there laid out for you. So guys, I love you. I'm going to say goodbye because we need to get ready for our Bible study in a few hours. And we lead Bible studies on Friday night. I need to get going. But I love you. I pray for you. And I praise God for you. Thank you so much for being here today. And I hope this has been really helpful. Tracy's saying, I believe I bought this previously, but I haven't made the time to watch. And then video chat with you as life has been chaotic. Thank you. Love you too. Tracy, go do it. There's still time. Go do it. Shalay saying thanks. Annabelle saying that's great. Thank you. Lisa saying thank you, Anna. Thank you guys for being here, for taking the time to do this. I love you. I pray for you, and I praise God for you. Have a wonderful weekend. Unplug it. Disconnect it. Get this little guy off. Go enjoy. There's a long weekend coming up. Go enjoy time with the family. That's what I'll be doing. I'll see you guys Tuesday for Bible study. But before that, you're probably not going to see me. You're just going to get the email with the replay. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.